We are so back. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to a fresh update here on the channel. We are going to be talking about Ryan Burton in this video. Gave Pommy a call. We're going to do this the way we used to do it. Mate, welcome back.
Hey, it's a long time since I've done Carlton content, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yes. Well, we've actually spoken about this guy in the past, so I want to set the scene. Firstly, Ryan Burton has, long story short, been told that he doesn't have a future at Port Adelaide. Josh Carr has decided to go in a different direction.
How do you look at things now, and where do you think you sit with continuing your AFL career at the young age too? We might add of 28.
Yeah, I'm pretty much business as usual and trying to stay positive. I've been training the last few weeks and trying to run and gym as much as I can and be in a position to get the call from my manager to say someone's keen and I can move straight into there and be ready for pre-season. So I'm just trying to remain as positive as I can.
Mm.
Are you confident that will happen? I look at you use the ball beautifully. You're a good size. You play the position that everyone wants. So I'm sort of struggling to work out why you're in this position. So you must be reasonably confident that a third home is coming.
Yeah, I was obviously really disappointed when I got the news a couple of months ago when I wasn't getting a contract, and then straight away my manager said that he's confident he should be able to find me somewhere. And as you said before, I'm only 28. I feel like I'm in my prime, and I've got 3 or 4 years at least. And I feel like I'm confident in my game and can still compete at the highest level. So
we're talking about a 28-year-old born on the 31st of January, 1997. He's played 162 games, 8 of those in 2025. And yeah, he was picked 19 in the 2015 draft. So what are your initial thoughts on Ryan Burton from a Carlton lens?
Look, it's going to cost us nothing, and you can never give up something for free, can you? I mean, you're not going to send a steak back if it's overcooked if you're not paying for it. So like that way, I don't mind it. Depth is definitely something that Carlton have got to look for. There's no doubt about it. Graham Wright has said as such. You look at Ryan as a footballer, he suits the bill, doesn't he? Very tidy with the ball. He gets the meters gained. He plays in that definite problem area I think no one focuses on enough about Carlton. Carlton's ability to transition the football is the worst, bar none, in the league. It is horrific. It's more closer to the Eagles than it is the top teams, your Lions and your Gold Coast and your Adelaides. So that's something that Carlton have got to try and manufacture to get better. So competition needs to be hot. And Nick Newman coming back, I really like Burton as an option. I think I've seen worse links that Carlton have had many times doing these shows with you.
Yeah. So, I mean, 28 years old, he's been pretty open and honest. And I'll play a clip shortly here around his injuries and, the perception around him.
Yeah, coming off a poor year last year with injury and pretty much chronic groin issues, having to play through that, I had a pretty good off-season and pre-season trying to get my body right. And it was, I guess, round 1, I was a little bit underdone. And then I had the knee injury on round 14, 15, and had surgery and cleaned it all out and tried to push to return, but we weren't making finals, so there wasn't really any point. And just wanted to get myself into a spot now in the off season where I'm back running fully and training and ready to go for next year.
What's the risk payoff here? There is value to be had. What is the sweet spot for Carlton here?
Well, I mean, I think instantly Carlton will look that bar this year where he was restricted to 8 games, either through injury or through not making the side. Connor Rosie obviously was a primary halfback ball distributor down there. Aside from that, he's played nearly every game until 2020. So he's had like 4 years of being readily available. Availability is the best ability, as we always say, especially for Carlton. So I think best case scenario is you look at the Nick Haynes model. Most people last year thought Nick Haynes wouldn't play. He debuted round 1. It wasn't great. After that, he was probably your first picked in that back line outside of Wheatering. Definite standard mover, isn't he? He's definitely, this is where you're looking at Cowan, Cottrell, to have a guy that is AFL ready, 160 games played, to feed off, to work off, to learn the dark arts. Ryan Burton is a player we've talked about a lot on this show. Port Adelaide, we talk about their ball movement, particularly in their prime years down back. Ryan Burton was a big part of that. Loves the corridor, attacks it hard. So gives Carlton a different look. Mitch McGovern going, you're looking at it as it's probably he's taking that spot, but it's more of a position that we really lack. Harry Dean is already better than Mitch McGovern. He's already going to be probably in our top 3 defenders from round 1. He's that good. So Ryan Burton is definitely that medium halfback that we're desperately craving for. I don't think it's good enough down there, and he's a needle mover in that aspect of if they can get better than him, we're on the right path.
Yeah. So he's 191 centimeters. I reckon towards the back end of McGovern's time as a defender at Carlton, he was playing almost that rebounding role. That's Ryan Burton's bread and butter. I mean, if we talk about his strengths, so the intercept plays there. You've spoken about his ability to kick the ball in the corridor. What was the stat you found? You spoke about it earlier today around his percentage of kicking into the corridor.
So his use is around 82.5% through the corridor, the rest on the wing, and playing on a staggering 97% of the time. So he gains them meters. It's just under 400 meters per game that he's averaged throughout his career. So that is an area that Carlton stink at. You are looking at the poster children of how to mess up slingshot rebound when we're a side that intercepts up there with some of the best sides in the league. So this is where Ryan instantly, that's his bread and butter. So that's something that I'm kind of looking forward to in the terms of just instinctively working with someone at the football club that does this. Because I think all of our players are guilty of using the easy ball going sideways when forward is the best. So Ryan, that's all he knows. So that is exciting, especially with Matt Carroll and all the babies learning. You're going to be picking them traits up very quickly.
Yeah. I'm going to play devil's advocate, try and give this a balanced thought. So Chris Davies was the football manager at Port Adelaide. Was this, if I'm Chris Davies, I haven't offered him a contract into 2026 and beyond at my time at Port Adelaide. Is this more of a Chris Davies decision at Port Adelaide, or do you think this is more of a Josh Carr decision at Port Adelaide?
Well, I mean, I agree with Josh Carr. If I was Josh Carr, you've had Hinckley forever. Feels like forever and a day Hinckley's been there. You've got to put your imprint on the list, and they've got some good young players there. So if I'm Carr, I'm thinking I'm rebuilding this list in my model. And the people who have success taking over a long-standing coach, examples are in the football world, in sport world, is you've got to imprint it. You can't just keep the same wheel and hope it works. So I think it's probably Carr-led. I agree with Carr. Would I have Burton at Port? Probably not. I want a young player. When you're Carlton, though, we've got the young players. It's the skill sets and the right habits. We need an identity, and I think that's something that, do I agree with? We've always done it. Sauce with GWS, now Voss with Port. We're becoming the Port Carlton. We were GWS Carlton at one point. You've got to stick to what you know. This will be a collective. I don't mind it, though, in the terms of that we've got to find an identity, and simply mid to back, the defensive numbers work out. I agree with Voss when he talks about defensive profile. What doesn't mirror up is defensive profile has to be met with offensive capabilities, and that's where we're lacking. And Burton ticks the box of good ball user, aggressive with it, and he's a cheap intermediary because there's no Harry O'Farrell. So you'd imagine O'Farrell was going to get quite a bit of distribution work this year as well. Now it takes the pressure off him. He's not there. Takes the pressure off Harry Dean, first-year player. You don't want him doing it full-time. Adds an extra depth option that you're not going to be playing a winger in this position. So I like it. Is he going to make us a flag winner? Absolutely not. But
no,
it's about leaving the bottom standard being a little bit higher. So if you look at this with Chincotta's gone, who is a halfback, regardless of what Carlton think, he is a halfback. That's why he was recruited. Burton is a better AFL footballer, with all due respect, than Alex Chincotta. So it's an upgrade. you look at it that way.
I wonder about the clubs where you'd be a good fit, and I automatically think of Carlton because their kicking issues are known to us all, and you could fit in nicely. You've worked alongside of Michael Voss. I mean, do you draw on those types of relationships, and can you be proactive and pick up the phone yourself and sort of state your case?
Yeah, to be honest, I was picking up the phone a while ago when I found out I wasn't getting a contract, and speaking to all the assistant coaches I've pretty much had over my time, and seeing if they think I'd fit in at their club and what clubs they think I'd fit in as well. And I got some really good feedback and some good conversations started, and hadn't reached out to Michael Voss, but I know my manager's speaking with them, and I try to be as proactive as possible and guess take my career into my own hands a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going into this offseason with pretty much every move and every one of these videos. I'm not looking at, this player who's a fringe player here is going to turn into a star at Carlton. It's where are we going to find 3 to 4 to 5 ancillary options who are reliable, job doers, can play and be available for, 18 to 20 games a year. And I guess that brings me to my next point with Burton. He does have a history with injury. I'll play a clip here. This is basically him talking about how his conversation with Josh Carr came about and him getting injured days later.
When that happened, I went straight to Kari and asked exactly why and what he wanted from me and what he wanted to see out of the last 6-7 weeks. And I guess that is the confusing part, which coach to go to. And Kari was honest with me and told me what he wanted to see. And I happened to get injured a few days later, and that was my season done.
So taking all of that into account, what is a reasonable offer here for Ryan Burton if you're a list manager at Carlton?
You want it as cheap as chips. You want it as cheap as humanly possible, so that you guess 28. He has to eat, doesn't he? He has to feed himself. Yeah, you'd say it's around that loose 300 mark, wouldn't you? Somewhere around there, budget player. It won't be astronomical, but I mean, the key to list building, Terry, people always forget this, is what do we know? We've lost Lemmy, we've lost Fantasia, we've lost Doc, we've lost TDK, we've lost Cincotta, and we've lost Silvani. Potentially more expected as well. You've just got to improve them players. If you want to get better, everyone who comes in, you can say is either on par or better than the guy who's lost. So I love Cincotta. He's my boy. I'm willing to say Ryan Burton is a better footballer consistently than Alex Cincotta. Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you think? Share with us in the comments below. Should we make a play for Ryan Burton? Yes or no? We'll chat to you soon.